Hi, I'm John Carleo, and I'm going to show you a 6 to 8 minute a day exercise program that will not only get you in the best shape of your life, but it'll keep you there. The reason why it works so well is that we're able to stay consistent. If we miss one day, we could very easily make it up the next day. And the truth is, our biceps and our butt don't care what day they're worked out on. They want to be stretched and they want to be contracted so they could be firm and toned and healthy looking. The second reason why it works so well is that we're able to do each day's exercise to perfection. If we only have 3 each day to do, we could really concentrate on doing them right. So what do you say we get started on day 1 of the program? Before we get started on day 1 of the program, I want to emphasize not to elevate the machine too high. Start on the lower levels and make sure you learn how to do the exercises correctly. Doing them to precision will get you better results than trying to quickly go up the ladder. Today we're going to do one of Chuck's favorite exercises. It's called the pull over with the crunch. We're going to do a tricep exercise for the back part of the arm. We're going to work the abs and we're going to do some aerobic work, all in 3 exercises and no more than 6 to 8 minutes. Now the first one is the pull over and the crunch. I'm going to lie down so I could put my heels at the bottom of the board and my head at the top. And then I'm going to let my arms stretch way overhead and relax my shoulders, so gravity is actually stretching me for flexibility. Then I'm going to pull all the way over and stop, and then I'm going to drive my nose toward my knees in a crunch. And that's my stomach from here to here. It's my stomach contracting that's pushing me up the board. Then I'm going to stretch all the way back over, pull over and stop, and then drive forward. And I'm going to repeat that for 8 repetitions, all the way over and stop, and then drive forward. Immediately from there, I'll bring my hands down to my chest, keep my arms against my sides. Now I'm going to push my arms out to above knee level, bring them right back down and rest them on my chest, push out again, and I'll do this for 8 repetitions. It's called a tricep extension, and it's firming up the back of my arm. As soon as I complete my 8, I go right back over my head, stretch and relax the shoulders, pull up and over, stop, crunch, and do this again for 8 repetitions. All the way over, stop, and crunch. Then I'll go back to my tricep without stopping. Hands back on the chest, arms against the sides, push out to above knee level, and I'll repeat this again for 8 repetitions. And immediately, without stopping, right back over again, relax my shoulders, pull up and over and stop, push my nose forward, crunch, stretch all the way over, relax the shoulders, pull back over, stop, repeat that for 8, and then right back again to my tricep, hands on my chest, arms against my sides, straighten my arms to above knee level, bring them back, 8 more repetitions of those. Now I'll add 1 of those every week when I do that exercise. So I did 3 sets of 8 today. Next week I'll do 3 sets of 9. The following week 3 sets of 10 till I get to 14 repetitions. Then I'll take the machine up 1 level and cut it back down to 8 repetitions again. Now we're ready for our aerobic program. To position ourselves for the aerobic program, I'm going to scoot my butt way down to the bottom edge of the board, lie backwards, put my feet on the pad and bend my knees as far as I can. What I want is my arms to be fully stretched out behind my head, my shoulders relaxed. Now my legs are going to do 95% of the work. I'm just going to keep tension on the cables and pull up as I push with my legs. And I'm going to do this for 16 repetitions. And when I'm done doing 16 there, I'm just going to pull right down past my ears for 16 repetitions. And when I'm done with 16 of these, I'm going to go out to the sides for 16 repetitions. And when I'm done there, I'm going to put my hands and take my thumbs out, then my thumbs in, and do this 16 repetitions. As my hands go over my head, my thumbs go in. As they come down toward my chest, my thumbs go out. And this rotates my shoulders for me, give me a lot of flexibility and rotation there. Now for the ladies, what I'll do next is I'll put my heels together in a plie, close plie, and do the angels again. And what this works is the inner thigh. And when I'm done with 16 of those, I'll put my feet wide on the board and stretch back over top as I work the inner thighs even more. Stretch them a little further, and I'll do 16 in this position. For the men, we're going to take one leg at a time and do 16 with one leg, and we're done with those, and we'll switch to the other leg, and we can do anything we want with our hands. And that not only completes our aerobic program for that day, but it completes the workout in 6 to 8 minutes for day one, and we've covered the entire body. And we'll be back real soon for day two. We're ready for day two of the program. The men's program is going to differ from the women's program today. So when I'm done showing you the men's program, I'll have Sherry come out and we'll go through the ladies' program. Men, we're going to work the delts today, the shoulders. We're going to work them in 3 different directions. We're also going to stretch the lower back and the hamstrings for flexibility, and we're going to build the lat area of the body, give us that V shape. To start off with, I'm going to sit with my knees at the very top edge of the board. Raise my feet off the ground just a few inches and sit up as straight as I can. I want to look up at the top of the machine, and without bending my elbows, pull my arms straight back to the sides, and then let them go all the way forward, stretch and relax, pull all the way to the sides and back, and stretch and relax. And I'm going to do this for 8 repetitions. As soon as I'm done with those, I'm going to slide down the bed, put my feet up so my heels are off the top edge. Then I'm going to stretch and touch my toes, pull my wrists to my sides, not my knuckles, but pull my wrists to my sides, hold, stretch, relax, let it stretch me, pull and hold. Remember, perfection, not speed. Stretch and touch, pull and hold for 8 repetitions. Then I'm going to go back up to the top edge of the board and sit almost off the top edge of the board. I'm going to lie back, grab the board and pull myself up as high as I can and bring my knees in toward my chest. I'm going to lie back and, without bending my elbows, go straight up to eye level with my hands, like as if I were holding dumbbells in my hands, and do a front lateral raise. And I'm going to do this for 8 repetitions. Immediately when I'm done with those, I'm going to again slide back down the board, put my heels up, stretch and touch, pull my wrists to my sides, and if you notice, my thumbs are touching now. That's how quickly this loosens you up. Wrists to the sides, stretch and touch, pull and hold. Do that 8 repetitions. Back up to the top edge of the board. Lie back, scoot my hind end up as high as I can, and now I'm going to take my arms to the sides in an iron cross motion. Stretch and relax, pull and pause, stretch and relax, and do 8 of those. Then I'm going to finish up, slide my hind end back down, put my feet up, and again, stretch, pull and hold, stretch, perfection, not speed, stretch for flexibility, pull and hold for toning and strengthening. That completes the 2 exercises that I'm going to do facing the ladder on the exercise machine. And now I have one more to do, and I'm going to work the quadricep of my leg for the next exercise. I'm doing the last exercise for the men for day 2. And I've already put the ankle cuff on and hooked up my pulley assembly according to the instructions in the instruction manual. This is one of the best quadricep exercises. It's called a leg extension. When I let the board all the way down, I'm stretching my quadricep. And when I push my foot down, I'm contracting it. I'm going to do this for 8 repetitions, and I'm going to do it each leg 3 sets of 8. When I'm done with 8 on my right leg, I'll do it on the left, and I'll alternate between right and left leg 3 times. That'll complete my exercises for the men for day 2. We'll be back in a minute with Sherry to do the women's exercises for day 2. Ladies, we're now ready for your day 2 of the exercise program. Sherry is sitting at the top edge of the board, holding on to the handles, but she's not going to use her arms on this exercise. She's going to put her feet up against the cables, and she's going to pull outward with her legs and come down slow. As she pulls up, it's working the outer thigh, the abductor. And then as she comes down slow, it's working the inner thigh. So we're taking care of both inner and outer thighs. She can also feel her abs supporting her, stabilizing her. She's going to do 14 of these. And remember, she's not pulling with her hands. Her hands are just guided out with her feet. Now, after the 14, she's going to slide back on the board, put her legs on the board, reach forward, touch her toes, stretch and relax. Then sit up nice and straight with her chest out, her head up, and hold her wrists against her sides. Then she's going to stretch forward and touch her toes again, and she'll repeat this for 8 repetitions. Head up, chest out, hold, stretch and relax, pull back, chest out, head up, and hold. When she's done with those 8, she'll go right back again to her inner and outer thigh work. Sitting at the top edge, feet against the cables, pulling up hard and down easy. Pull up hard, working the outer thigh, down easy, working the inner thigh. And remember, she's not pulling back with her hands. She's just letting her hands go outward with her legs. When she's done with 14 of those, she's going to go back down the board, put her feet up again, non-stop. Precision exercise, no rush. Hold, chest out, head up, stretch and relax. Sit back up, chest out, hold, head up nice and tall. Stretch and relax. She'll repeat this again for 8 repetitions, and then she's going to move back up and do her 3rd set for her inner and outer thighs. How's that feel? Feel good?
Great.
And when she's done with 14 of these again, now we're going to take this exercise from 14 up to 26 by adding 2 each workout day. When you reach 26, you will take it up a notch and lower it back down to 14 repetitions. She's on her last set of toe touch. We start with 8 on the toe touch, and we bring this up to 14 repetitions. And then we elevate it and cut back down to 8 repetitions. When you finish your 8 reps, you'll be ready to move on to additional hip and thigh work, which will complete the 2nd day of your workout. We're back again with Sherry. She's doing the 3rd exercise for day 2 of the program. And it's a good idea, ladies, to have your foot harness and your pulley ready to go on the 2nd day of your program. What she's doing now is 14 repetitions in this motion, lying on her back with her head on the top edge of the board and her heel of the opposite foot, her left foot in this case, at the bottom. And this is stretching the hamstring area, the higher gluteus maximus area, and really firming up the lower abdominals and hip flexors as she pushes her leg down. After we're on 14 repetitions this way, she's then going to turn onto her side. And what we're going to have her do then is I'm going to help her just pull the cable around to the side, and she's going to be working the inner thigh area now as she stretches up sideways and pushes one leg all the way down. And the idea here is to make the leg touch the other leg when you push down. All the way down, then stretch as high as you can, and down nice and smooth. Again, not quickness, but perfection on the exercise. And when she's done doing 14 repetitions here, she's going to continue rolling over onto her stomach now. And I'm going to assist her on this, and I'm going to take the cable off of the side of her foot, and I'm going to put it on the back of her foot. And she's going to do the same leg extension that I did earlier for the men. Again, she straightens her leg all the way and lets it come back as far as she can. Let the board down, then push to her legs fully straightened. Let the board down as low as it'll go. Stretching that quad and then contracting the quad. When you're done with 14 repetitions on this leg, you would take the foot harness off, put it on your other leg, and repeat those same 3 exercises for 14 repetitions with that leg. And that'll complete your workout for day 2 of the program. We're ready for the 3rd day of our program, and it's the same for both men and women. We're going to have Sherry demonstrate the exercises for us. The first exercise, she's going to sit with her knees at the very top edge of the board, and she's going to turn her palms up and keep her elbows real high as she curls. And then she's going to stretch forward, turn her hands over, let her arms relax, and then do another curl. Now, ladies, don't be afraid of this exercise. A lot of women think they're going to get big muscles and big shoulders from doing these exercises, but that's not true. You're going to tone and firm those muscle areas. You don't have the hormones to get the bulk. But what you will notice is that for every little bit of ounce of muscle you put on your forearms or you put on your biceps and shoulders, you will increase your metabolism, and this will burn fat off all over your body. Now, Sherry just completed 8 repetitions that way. Now she's going to turn her thumbs down and pull her wrists back to her ears. This is going from the arms into the shoulders now. After 8 repetitions of this, and you notice she's sitting up real straight, looking up, with chest out, and pulling her wrists back. She's going to go right back again into her curl exercise. Elbows high, curl, stretch, turn your hands over, relax, turn them up, curl, and make sure you do them correctly. Elbows high, pull and curl. Now, 8 repetitions again, and right back again to her upright row. This will improve your posture and tone all the muscles across your back. When she's done with 8 of those, she goes right back without stopping into the curl exercise, working the forearms, the biceps. And when she's done with 8 of those, she does her last set of upright rows with her wrists coming back to her ears. Now, after 8 of these, we're going to go into the last exercise of the day. And Sherry's just going to move up a little bit on the board, put her heels against the pads. And she's going to pull with her heels. 95% of the work will be done by her legs. It's a leg curl working the back of her thighs and lower buttocks. And she's working her arms at the same time. When she's done with 8 repetitions in that position, she'll turn her hands over and do 8 reverse curls. Again, her legs are doing most of the work. The hands are keeping tension on the cable, keeping you under control. From that position, she'll go straight out to the sides in a rear delt pull. This firms all the muscles across the back, while she's working her entire body, actually, her stomach, her thighs, her buttocks. Everything's working together. From there, she'll go straight up in front in a front lateral raise. This exercise is firming up the shoulders, but at a different angle. And she's working those thighs, just as before. This is a non-boring aerobic exercise. From there, she'll go into the upright row, and she'll do 8 repetitions in this position. And from there, she's going to go into a surfer position. When you're done with 8 repetitions of this, then you're done with your program for your 3rd day of exercise. And remember, men and women do the same program the 3rd day. We're at the 4th day of our program. Men and women do the same program again today. Sherry is doing the incline press. This exercise is similar to pushing a weight over your head without the danger of harming your back. When Sherry's done doing 8 repetitions, or when you're done doing 8 repetitions of this, you're going to turn around and do your leg curl exercise. This exercise is terrific for both men and women. It's a hamstring exercise. You sit at the top edge of the board, place your heels against the rubber pads, your feet against the pull-up bar. You're going to pull with your heels, pulling your body up the incline. Again, she's going to do 8 repetitions of this. As she pulls up, she's working hamstrings and gluteus maximus. As she lowers herself back down smoothly, she's working the lower abdominal muscles. When she's done with 8 of those, she's going to turn around again, and she's going to do her presses. Now, the press, again, is done by placing your hands on the handles, sliding your shoulders down till they touch the handles, then locking your arms out at full extension, lower yourself down all the way and relax. Relax at the bottom, hold at the top. When you're done with 8 of those, you're going to turn around again and do another set of 8 of your leg pulls. That's done again by sitting at the top edge of the board, putting your heels against the rubber pads, feet against the strap, and toes pulling back on the pull-up bar. As she pulls up, she's working her hamstrings, stretching her calves. As she lowers down, she's working the lower abdominal muscles. Great exercise for both men and women. After 8 repetitions, again, you're going to turn around, lie on your stomach, grab the handles, and make sure that you slide your shoulders down to the bar, push and hold, all the way back down, relax and stretch, push all the way up and hold, 8 repetitions, and then you turn around again, sit at the top edge of the board. You're going to place your heels against the rubber pads, toes against the pull-up bar, and feet against the strap. Pull up, lower yourself down slowly, pull up, down slowly. Repeat that 8 repetitions. And you're going to increase that by 2 repetitions each workout till you get to 14. At that point, you raise it up a notch, go back down to 8 repetitions. Now, you may have a problem with a lower back. If you have a scoliosis or a curvature, this exercise can also be done in a seated position. Would you mind sitting up for me, Sherry, and bracing yourself with your arms and do a couple of that position? This will take the pressure off your lower back in case you have that type of program. We have one more exercise to complete the 4th day of exercise for both men and women. The last exercise we're going to do for the 4th day for both men and women is going to take care of the trouble area we seem to both have, and that's working the abdomen, particularly the obliques, the sides. You're going to sit at the top edge of the board. You could cross your legs if you like to, holding the handles with both hands. It's a good idea to look at the machine, and then as you twist, look as far back as you can. And you would do 8 to 10 repetitions of this, and then naturally you would turn around the other way and you would do the other side. And you would alternate between left and right side, 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. And that would complete the workout for our 4th day for both men and women. We're ready for the 5th day of exercise for both men and women. We're going to start by sitting on the bottom edge of the board and placing our feet on the foot pad in a wide stance, as wide as you can. Then you're going to lie back and grasp the side of the board at your sides. Then you're going to lower your body all the way down as low as you can go, pause, and then push all the way back up. You're going to do this for 14 repetitions. When you're done with those 14 repetitions, you're going to bring your feet together, slide your toes down to midpoint on the board. Then you're going to push way up on your toes and hold, and then lower your heels as far as you can and let your calf stretch. Let your heels sink way down. We've gone from doing a leg press into a calf raise. Then you'll bring your feet back up on the board, again, keeping them together, feet and knees together. Lower your body all the way back down again. Push up, all the way down and relax, and push up again. Do that 14 repetitions. This time when you do your calves, you're going to turn your toes out and your heels in. Let your heels sink as low as you can, then push up and hold. Let them stretch way down, push up and hold, and repeat that for 14 repetitions. Now you're going to bring your feet all the way back up again in a plie. Heels together, toes out, and go all the way down, pause, then push all the way back up. That puts more stress on the inner thigh. Do that 14 repetitions. Then bring your toes back down, but turn your toes in and your heels out. Let your heels sink way down. Let them stretch. Push up and hold. Down and stretch. Way up and hold. And repeat that for 14 repetitions. That'll complete the first 2 exercises for men and women on the 5th day of our exercise program. To wrap up day 5 for both men and women, we're going to do a double aerobic program. We've done this earlier in the week. Now what we're going to do is combine both of the aerobics, the seated and then the lying down. Sherry's going to start off by pulling with her legs. Remember, it's always the legs doing most of the work, and arms going through a curl motion. After doing 8 repetitions, turn her hands over and do a reverse curl. She'll do that motion for 8 repetitions. From there, she'll take her hands straight out to the sides for 8 repetitions. And when she's done there, she'll go straight up in front of her. Again, her legs are doing 95% of the work. From there, she'll bring her wrist back to her ears, chest out, head up. Nice smooth motion. And the last motion of the 6 would be the push down and back like you're paddling through water. When she's done with those 8, she's going to change her body position, and we're going to do the second part of the aerobic. She'll sit at the bottom edge of the board, put her feet on the pad, stretch way back, and pull her hands straight down past her face. And again, the legs are doing most of the work now. And she'll do this for 14 repetitions. As soon as she completes them, All she's going to do is turn her hands over as they come down, thumbs in, thumbs out, thumbs in, thumbs out. And this rotates the shoulders, and what that does is loosens them up for us, keeps them nice and flexible. From there, she's going to go into the snow angel, and that's pulling the arms down to the sides. For the guys, we'll call this the iron cross, but we'll do 14 repetitions like this, and then she's going to go straight over top, up above her chest for 14 repetitions. And to complete the program for the lady, she's going to put her heels together in the plie. And she's going to repeat the angel motion again, down to the sides. So now she's stretching inner thighs and working the upper body also. Then she'll take a wide plie stance and do 14 over top. Instead of doing the plies, the men, what we do is we put one foot in the center of the board, and we do anything we want with our hands and do the one-legged exercise. And we'll do 14 with one leg, then we'll do 14 with the other leg. And then that completes the program for both men and women on the 5th day of our program. We're on the 6th and final day of our program. We've been doing 6 to 8 minutes a day. We've covered 18 different exercises in the entire body. Today we're going to do some upper body exercises. We're going to do the bench press, we're going to do the fly, and we're going to do pull-ups. On the bench press, we sit at the top edge of the board. And one thing I want you to remember is that when you push your hands out in front of you, you pause and hold it out there on the bench press. We'll start by putting our feet up and squeezing the board and letting our arms stretch back, our elbows back as far as we can, keeping our hands high in the armpit area. Then I'll push out to eye level and touch my hands together and hold. Stretch back, push out and hold. Stretch back, push out and hold. And I'll do that for 8 repetitions. The reason I want you to hold is because when you hold it out there, you are stabilizing with your stomach muscles, your back, and your hip flexors. From that exercise, after 8, I'm going into my fly exercise. Again, it's a chest exercise. And instead of sitting and doing a pec deck type exercise, we do the fly on the Total Gym. We'll let our arms stretch way back behind us, thumbs down, which relaxes the shoulders and gives you flexibility. Then to do the job, I'll turn my thumbs up and pull all the way around, touching my hands together. Similar to hugging a barrel. Stretch back and relax, pull all the way around. Stretch back and relax with the thumbs down, turn your thumbs up and pull around. Immediately, I'll take the cables and put them back under my arms. The cables go under the arms for the bench press, outside the arms for the fly. And all you have to do is rotate it to do that. I'll put my feet back up and squeeze the board, but this time I'll go shoulder width apart. Instead of touching my hands together, I'll do it shoulder width apart. Stretch back, elbows back, hands in the armpit, push out, eye level and hold. Stretch, push out and hold. 8 repetitions. I'll go right back again to my fly. Stretch back, let my arms relax, thumbs down. I could do this one at a low level. Stretch back and relax. The first one I did right about nose level. This set I could stretch and relax and do it at a lower level. After I'm done with 8 of those, right back, put the cables under my arms. I'm going to go wide this bench press, wide. First set I went close, second set shoulder width, this set wide. Arms into the armpits, hands into the armpits, push wide and hold. Don't forget to hold. Stretch, push, and hold. The last fly I'll do now, the wrap up, is to stretch back with my thumbs down, pull up high above eye level. Stretch, thumbs down and relax, pull up above eye level. So I've gotten a range of motion in my fly, low, medium, high, in my bench press, close, medium, wide. And in real life, we move in all these different directions. And we don't have anything to push against like a bench. So this develops our stabilizing muscles for us. To wrap up the 6th day of exercise, I put the pull-up bar on the machine, and we're going to do a couple different positions in our pull-up exercise. We'll lie down on the board, hold on to the pull-up bar with our thumbs down. Let your body stretch so you're really getting some flexibility. You're hanging. If the board's hitting the bottom, scoot up a little higher so you could hang at your arm's length. Pull all the way up, chin over the bar, stretch down and relax. And you're going to do 4 or 5 repetitions this direction. Pull all the way up, and then down and relax. And then immediately turn your hands over and grab the inside part of the bar. Let your arms stretch and relax, and then pull up in that position and stretch. And again, whatever feels comfortable. If you can only do 3 and do them correctly, make sure that you don't try to cheat them. Do those 3 each direction the best you can. And each workout, we're going to add 1 until we're doing 10 in each direction. That's 20 repetitions. At that point, we'll take it up a notch on the machine, and what we'll do is cut it back down to 4 or 5 each direction. Now, we've done the entire body. We've taken 6 to 8 minutes a day. Let me stress that you have to try to do each exercise to perfection. Don't worry about elevation. We want to worry about elevation once we really are doing the exercises correctly. Elevation will come. We do it for strength, for flexibility, and endurance. And if you miss a day, don't let it bother you. Double up the next day. It's a way that we can be consistent, and the truth is that the only way we're going to be in shape for the rest of our life is to stay consistent. In shape and out of shape, that roller coaster ride doesn't get it. So, congratulations on the purchase of your Total Gym. This program will work for you. It's been working for me.